Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Winter's Wish, continuing Tominari's route. We're back in Edo, which you know because you just saw the last part the other day, but it has been like 4 or 5 days since I recorded the last part, so yeah. Like, we're somewhat right. I remember us coming back, and we were going to talk to Chie, and now we're being led away. I think we have not seen Yoshimune yet, so I think this is where we're going in this part. But anyway, Yuichi then led us down a pitch-black hallway. No one said a single thing. This was the same hallway we'd walked down to request an audience with Lord Yoshimune when I first arrived in Edo. I remember feeling terribly flustered at the time because I was so nervous about meeting him. That's true. Edo's basically like a fucking ghost town, and everybody who hasn't fled is inside the castle, so. Thanks to Tojo and Tominari's encouragement, and it hadn't been anything to worry about. Now, however, I felt nervous in a completely different way from before. No matter what lies ahead, I need to carefully explain my true intentions. We're here. Yuichi said this in an almost whisper. He seemed to understand that his statement didn't warrant a response. He was already looking away from us. My lord, I brought someone who would like to see you. You may enter. Lord Yoshimune's voice throughout the sliding door was just as I remembered it. Through the sliding door, not throughout. I can't read. We know this. The door slowly opened. Oh, ho, ho! Like, he's like, you guys, you came back, huh? Or is he like, ho, good, we get to behead people? I'm sure it's the first one. It's Yoshimune, for God's sakes. But, like, still, it's pretty funny. On the other side of the door was the same exact site as before. I can't read. Lord Yoshimune, sitting on top of a shitone cushion. What's a shitone cushion? That's whatever. It is what it is. Flanking him were some incredibly familiar faces. The entire Oniwaban. That's a lie! It's not the entire Oniwaban! Kyoshiro is dead! Unless he's got the glove sitting next to him, because then it's the entire Oniwaban, but that will also make me cry. It's you! Stand back, my lord! Yo, Miyaji, what the fuck? Before I could even part my lips to speak, the Oniwaban all came alive at once. I'm sure they never thought we'd come back. I like the fact that, like, they think we're here to kill Yoshimune. What the hell? Half of them had their hands on their swords, watching our every move, while the other half moved in front of Lord Yoshimune to protect him. Yabuta's the only one who's like, guys, it's not gonna fucking kill anybody, Jesus! Why did he all of a sudden become our champion? They were all on guard. Kyoshiro would have been like, let's see what they have to say. But he's dead now. And like, Miyaji, I expect better of you. What the fuck? What's the meaning of this, Yuichi? Why would you bring them here? Yo! Well, I mean, Kuga's with... I don't want to say I expect this from him, but I can see it coming from him. He'd be very wary, and he's very serious, but... What the fuck? I ran into them while on patrol and brought them here with me. That's it. Yuichi is the only one on our side! Lighten up! I had a quick chat with them and nothing seems suspicious to me. Don't think they've turned into Blightfall either. Is that what they think? Like, that we turned into Blightfall? Because it's like, we ran away. Like, they should be pissed, not thinking we're coming back to kill Yoshimune. You know what I mean? But I guess maybe if... Yabuta told them, oh, yeah, I told Tominari to get the fuck out because his heart was freed or whatever, then they might think that. Huh. That's not the issue. Why would you do this without consulting us? What if something were to happen to his lordship? This cuts right to the chase, though. Might as well hear them out. Yuichi, the one who gives 0 fucks. I'm not sure if you give 0 fucks or less than 0, but yet you're our champion right now. Huh. I did not expect that. Out of everyone. I figured Tojo would have been like, come on, guys, let's hear them out. They're our friends. And Yoichi's like, Jesus fucking Christ, get over it. And Yabuta's the one that let us go? Are we dead? Are we dead? This is a dream sequence? Because nobody's acting like themselves here, and this is some shenanigans. What the fuck? Typical vessel. Hey. Okay, Yabuta's acting like himself now, so maybe we're okay. We didn't dare move an inch because of the hair trigger situation. One wrong move and I'd probably be sliced in two. It makes sense that they'd say that, though. They have no reason to trust us. I mean, we've already betrayed them once before. Unsure of what to do, I locked eyes with Tominari. Enough. I permit them to speak. My lord? To my amazement, Lord Yoshimune slowly raised his hand and stepped in to mediate. What did you do with your wife and kid, Miyaji? The entire Oniwaban fell silent at this small gesture. As Yuichi said, I cannot determine how to deal with them until I've heard what they have to say. Besides, I can only assume they're also prepared for that since they made the effort to come back. Yes, I am, my lord. I intend to atone for it, my lord, even if it takes me my entire life. Very well. Please be seated, everyone. Can't imagine you'll be able to speak calmly while you're all still standing. Especially at arms like that. Guys, simmer down, Jesus. Once we'd received permission from Lord Yoshimune, Tominari and I sat down. Everyone else let down their guards as well, but looked conflicted. Before you speak, shall I explain the state Ito's currently in? Everything's on fire, Blightfall are running amok, and everyone's evacuated or living in the castle? Basically? Okay, good. I imagine neither of you expected Ito to undergo such a radical change. Is that our fault for leaving? I'm pretty sure it would have happened this way anyway. If you please, my lord. That would be much appreciated. Certainly. It's a long story. After Kyoshiro was attacked, we put a new plan in place for the Oniwaban as we'd been caught unawares. You had to bring up Kyoshiro, didn't you? Are you wearing the glove on your person? I want to see it, like, hooked into your belt or something. I wish they just had, like, a little, like, glove sitting right next to him so it just looked like he's sitting there and he has just the glove next to him. I just... that would be so mean. Funny, but mean. The idea was to lure the culprit out into the open by using us officials as bait. I came up with the idea, as you might expect. Not the time to toot your own horn, sir. I'll spare you the details of the strategy, but we did, in fact, end up catching them. The ringleader behind the series of disturbances appeared before us at last. However, we couldn't perceive them for some reason, even though they were right there in front of us. Interesting. Much like the testimony Tanichibo gave, the culprit looked like a hazy object of some sort. A hazy object of some sort sounds like a form folk like the one in the village that we saw that we could barely see. The moment the Oniwaban sprang into action to apprehend them, they summoned a huge blightfall. The blightfall was powerful like nothing we'd ever seen before. It easily repelled the warriors of the Oniwaban. Unfortunately, this allowed the suspect we'd worked so hard to corner to escape. I'm gonna guess nobody else died, though, because you'd be like, everyone was here except for a few people. I mean, she said everyone in the Oniwaban. She didn't mention except Kyoshiro, because hello, what the fuck? But I'm assuming if everybody else is here, nobody else died. So, like, you're gonna kill Kyoshiro and nobody else? That's really not fair. I don't think I could handle if anybody else died, Jesus. And of course, there was no end to the blightfall. We watched in complete dismay as Ito was overrun by them. Afterwards, hordes of blightfall began spawning in Ito, more than any we'd ever seen before. The giant blightfall appears to be creating them. They're fearsome things that don't disappear in the morning. Which brings us to the current dilemma. Was that so, my lord? I felt very sorry just listening to Lord Yoshimune speak. If I'd been around, would things have been any different? Would they be slightly better? I mean, okay, here's the thing. Tominari wouldn't have been able to do much help. Him alongside all the rest of the Oniwabon, would not have been able to get rid of the Blightfall, especially because his heart's been unsealed, so he wouldn't have the Snow Sacrament. So he's less effective than he was originally. But also, one more man is not going to make that much of a difference, right? It's not like one person makes the... No, in this case, no, it wouldn't have. Okay? But us, maybe, because unless that being that was there that they couldn't see was a form folk, and like nobody's seen a form folk that's kind of like the one in the village that like their person died and we remember them, but they're just kind of hazy. Unless you've come across that before, you wouldn't know. And like maybe we wouldn't have known if that's the case. But if it's something like, if it is Hibie, right? Maybe because of our Hakuseki powers, we would have been able to see and be like, no, go to your left, go to your right. And then, you know what I mean? Like, we would have been able to guide them because we can see it. Like, we can see the black threads and stuff. And maybe we would have been able to help, like, that. So, you don't know. So, there's a possibility. But it was far too late to be thinking about that, though. Well, I think that explains things well enough. Next, I'd like to hear what you have to say. Heard a few things from Kiyohiko, but would like an explanation directly from you. So... Yabuta told them everything that he knows. As soon as Lord Yoshimune prompted us to speak, the mood became even tenser. Was it hostility that was in the air? If we said one wrong thing here, we'd be slain on the spot. I knew my place, but I flinched seeing former allies acting so frigid toward us, especially Tojo. Everyone else I kind of expect the attitude from, you know what I mean? But Tojo's always been like a labradoodle, so like, what the fuck are you being an asshole for? You're supposed to be the one that's on our side. Although, to be fair, he was a little bit of a dick even in his own route when you were like, I love you, and he's like, oh, that sucks for you. I don't feel anything. But I mean, it fit the character of a vessel, but it's still like, you know, for a labradoodle, that's a dick move. But like, anyway, still, he's usually like, come on, guys, let's all be friends. Understood. I'll start. Wait. Tominari started speaking the second he saw how I reacted. Before he could say anything, I turned back and looked at him. I can't thank you enough for your consideration, but please, let me explain this time. Since I'm the one who caused all of this... Tominari's like, I mean, I'm the one that was like, do you want to run away? And you said yes, so... Tominari gave me a once-over, looking worried, but then... Got it. I'll leave it to you then. He held his tongue like he understood what my intent was. Thank you. In other words, how we'd be treated by everyone rested squarely on what I had to say. I was the only one who could protect Tominari. Which is why my only option is to be honest. No point in clumsily covering things up. I sincerely apologize for what we've done. We fully understand how immoral our actions were. We ran away because, in short, because I was weak. Many people have lost their lives because of this. Mr. Kojima, Mr. Tanba, and Kyoshiro. I was especially involved in the deaths of Mr. Tanba and Kyoshiro. I mean, we weren't there when Kyoshiro died, so that's you know. But, like, we were there when Mr. Tanba died, and we're blaming ourselves. It's not exactly our fault. Kyoshiro we had nothing to do with. But, well, he was starting to act like his old self, Yoshimune said, so it might kind of actually be our fault if he was, like, starting to crack a little, you know, and be a little less vessel and a little more form folk than, you know, that might have been our fault. And that's okay. I'll take the blame for that because, like, oh, I would have broken the seals and made myself a beautiful robot boyfriend. And then the game had to kill him because, like, apparently I can only have one boyfriend in each route. Not allowed to have a harem. All these games not letting me live my best life. Which is why I blamed myself. Thinking back on it now, I'd lost my mind. No one blamed me, but I backed myself into a corner. Tominari attempted to help me by fleeing Ito. No one moved a single muscle as I carefully laid out my thoughts. They were probably trying to determine whether it was even worth hearing my side of the story. All of them were listening closely. But I always regretted it, even after running away. We were making a peaceful life for ourselves, even though conflict still raged in Ito. I wonder if it was okay to run somewhere safe and live a carefree life. Something happened there that lifted our spirits. That's why we came back. We beg of you, please let us fight alongside you one last time. I'm not sure if you'll believe me after what I've said, but we won't run away a second time. A painful silence hung in the air once I'd finished speaking. We're just like, I ran away because I was like scared, but I'm like, really sorry, can you forgive me? We explained nothing, really, to be fair. I mean, aside from like, oops. Fair enough, but it also explains nothing still. Everyone seemed to be waiting for Lord Yoshimune to make the call. The shogun leisurely moved into a cross-legged position, like he was fully aware of this and was keeping us in suspense. Of course he is. He's like, listen, the man's gotta entertain himself somehow. But also, like, it would feel almost better if you came back in and were like, hey, I've got some info. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, we found some information that could be helpful to you, but we're not going to tell you unless you don't kill us. And then we're going to tell you, and then you'll probably kill us, but, like, whatever. That's on you. What was it that lifted your spirits? You came back because of what happened, correct? I can't say one way or another until I hear about it. He's like, I want to hear about your adventures, girl. Come on. I wasn't sure if it should come from me. I looked over at Tominari right away and gave him a nod so that he could take over from here. To tell you the truth, my lord, my memories have returned. Oh-ho! What sort of memories? In the past, I was a member of Spacey's family. I lived with her and her late mother and father. My memories of back then end abruptly the day that young Spacey was kidnapped by the Hakuseki clan. Spacey's mother went missing after she dashed out of the village to rescue her. I was killed by the Hakusekis when I attempted to join her parents in their search. That's where my memories end. But I'm still thinking it was Hibie that killed him and not the Hakusekis, you know what I mean? Or Hibie captured me and the Hakusekis thought Tominari was with him and killed him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Hibie has some kind of involvement here. I don't think it's purely just the Hakuseki clan tried to kidnap me and then kill Tominari. Hibie has some kind of thing inside of this. We just don't know about it yet. How did I fall into the Oniwaban's possession? And how was I brought back to life after dying in the woods? The Oniwaban got a hold of my Inro, meaning they must know what really happened. Once we know that, we might be able to find our Hakuseki mother and even enlist her help in the Oniwaban. What inspired us to come back? Perhaps she could tell us if you know. Lord Yoshimune leaned toward us, deeply intrigued. I predicted you had your heart back based on what Kiyohiko reported, but I had never expected your memories to return too. I predicted you had your heart... Okay, this man is so fucking up his own ass. I love Yoshimune, but like, what a pompous douche thing to say. I predicted you had your heart back because of what Kiyohiko reported. You mean Kiyohiko reported that Tominari had his heart back, and so then you predicted it based on what he absolutely fucking told you? Because, like, I may forget shit, but I'm pretty motherfucking sure when we were gonna run away, Kiyohiko was like, the fuck are you doing? And we're like, running away. He's like, wait, do you have your heart back? Your heart's been unsealed, hasn't it? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, get the fuck out of here. He knew! So you can't have predicted something when you know he rolled up in here and was like, so Spacey and Tominari pieced out. Tominari has his heart back. Says he does. So, and then Yoshimune's like, I predict he might have his heart back. And Kiyohiko's like, I fucking just said he basically does. What the shit? Even if he was like, it seems he may have his heart back, Tominari thinks he does. But, who knows? And then Yoshimune being like, I predict that he does. You can't predict that he does when he basically told you they think he does. This is literally like somebody making cookies and him being like, look at the cookies I made. You didn't make those. You just ate them. What the fuck? What is wrong? What the hell, dude? You know what? Typical of a man in power, to be fair. Thinking he came up with all the ideas and everyone's like, didn't we just say that? And he's like, yeah, don't listen. The man doesn't listen to anybody. He pretends he appreciates our input, but that's only so he can take credit for our ideas. He doesn't realize we're here. Like, what the fuck? I do love him, don't get me wrong, but seriously, what a pompous, rich man in power thing to say. Like, dude, wow. Anyway. My apologies, sir. No, it's nothing to apologize for. We're the ones who knew your situation and said nothing. Then, does that mean you know why Tominari was given life as a vessel, and why my mother disappeared, my lord? But of course. I never would have become acquainted with your father, Munenori, otherwise. He was the one who gave me your inroad, Tominari. So that's how. Munenori told me everything. He thought you being kidnapped might have had something to do with the demise of the Hakuseki clan. So it's my fault now? Everybody always fucking... Like, I blame myself for Kyoshiro's death, and now you're blaming me for the fucking Hakuseki clan? The shit, I just bring misfortune everywhere. Are the two incidents related? Yes. It was difficult to keep it a secret from you, knowing what I did. However, there was no way I could have told you. It was difficult to keep it a secret from you. Knowing what I did, however, there was no way I could have told you. Allow me to fully explain how I came to meet your father. I am going to... Oh, okay, so this is not him talking. I was like, I'm just going to read this normal, because his voice hurts me, but... 10 years prior, Yoshimune, an adopted son from one of the three noble houses, became the 8th shogun due to the early death of the 7th shogun. Itsugu? Something like that. I can't, with the too many vowels in there. 3 noble houses, the term for Owari, Ki, and Mito families, who were second only to the main Tokugawa clan in status. So, like, you cousins or some shit. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Yoshimune worked tirelessly, performing his new role day in and day out after having taken his place as shogun of Japan. However, one thing weighed heavily on his mind. Blightfall. The amount of damage being caused by Blightfall had grown explosively in the last few years. Deaths and other casualties had grown in proportion. Previously, that would have been unthinkable. The Hakuseki clan had a contract with the shogunate to eliminate Blightfall on a regular basis. Finding it odd, Yoshimune sent countless messengers, but never once received a reply back from the clan. More accurately, they couldn't respond. This was because the Hakusekis had abruptly disappeared from their settlement, even though there had been a considerable number of them living there. Yoshimune felt a bit uneasy when he heard the news, so he headed for the Hakuseki settlement to see it for himself. And again, we know, okay, yada yada, he's somehow involved. Oh, stop! Oh, they brought Kyoshiro back in a flashback! No, my heart! Oh, at least we get to see him in flashback scenes. Look, he's so precious. I just want to go up and, like, brush the back of my hand across his little cheek and just ruffle his hair and tell him how much we miss him. No, break my heart, game. Again. Keep breaking my heart. Because they just keep mentioning him and bringing him up as if I didn't already know he was dead and I don't already feel horrible. Ugh. I'm just pretending he's not dead because this route doesn't matter, okay? The only route that matters is the one in my heart, and in that one, Kyoshiro is not fucking dead. He lives in our man harem in my brain, okay? That's all that matters, all right? Whatever. This is where the Hakuseki settlement is, Kyoshiro. Yes, according to our records. After a long journey from Ito, Yoshimune and Kyoshiro finally arrived at the settlement, which was covered in a deep layer of snow. Isn't that basically where we lived in the Okay. The snow was still falling heavily and had piled up on their knees. There wasn't a single soul in sight. They checked the homes as well, but didn't see a single sign of anyone living there. Or they just decided to use the same back route, but it seems like this might be exactly where we ended up living with our father. There was no food, and homes were filled with dust and cobwebs. How long have these fuckers been gone? Exactly what the report said. Doesn't look like anyone's here. Why is it snowing? I know this is snow country, but it's hardly the season for it. Yoshimune muttered this while looking around, suspicious. Then he noticed a man in the middle of the village, standing in front of a shrine that was so impressive it seemed out of place. He seemed to be paying the shrine a visit. His hands were pressed together and his eyes were closed. When the man finished praying, he turned around and made eye contact with Yoshimune and Kyoshiro. Oh, hello there. A single man stood among the ruins, clearly very suspicious. Wary, Yoshimune took a step backwards. Kyoshiro, on the other hand, stepped in front of his master and placed one hand on the sword at his hip. But then... You caught me by surprise. I didn't think I'd run into anyone this deep in the mountains. I'm assuming this is supposed to be our dad? Tired? I'd be delighted to have you over for refreshments down in the village at the foot of the mountains. I don't have any tea, but I can at least offer you some hot water. The man spoke to them in a laid-back manner, paying no mind to their suspicion. Yoshimune was also taken aback by the benevolent manner of speaking and the good-natured smile on his face. Yeah, okay, so we live in the village below, and then they're like, get the hell out, and whatever, and so they chased us away. And so we were living on the mountain with our father. Okay, yeah. Having determined that it might be best to chat with the man for a little while, Yoshimune began to speak without letting his surprise show. Well, I may take you up on that offer once we've wrapped up our investigation here. Did you come here looking for something? As you can probably tell, there's nothing here. The Hakuseki clan used to live here in this settlement, yes? I'd like to know where they went. Why did they desert the village? It's in ruins. Oh, definitely a bit of a mystery, isn't it? I wonder where they all went. Oh, unless it's not our dad, it's some random dude. You know nothing about it? Unfortunately, no. The man looked down at the ground, uneasy, when Yoshimune asked him this question. He clearly felt bad he didn't know anything, but didn't seem to be lying. Unless our father really doesn't know, he's like, well, I really have no fucking idea. I got my daughter, and I have no clue. That reminds me, someone came by recently inquiring about the Hakusekis. Would you happen to know them? That must have been one of my messengers. I wouldn't say I was close with the Hakusekis, but there was something I wanted to talk to them about. Is that right? In that case, I wish I had something to tell you. It's unfortunate. My daughter might have known the truth, but... Okay, so it is our dad. What do you mean? It's a bit of a long story. Do you mind? Not at all. Well, my wife was from the Hakuseki clan. Really now? I thought they only allowed marriages within the clan. That's right. We eloped a while ago and had a very easy life together. And they must have sniffed out our location or something, because right around 2 years ago, my daughter was kidnapped. Hakusekis were responsible, of course. Okay, so... Alright, that's then the truth. Heavens. I didn't realize until much later. My wife was already on her way over to the settlement to rescue our daughter. I went after them in a hurry, but I never managed to meet up with her in the end. Even though I knew the settlement was near the summit, I got unexpectedly lost in the mountains. Afterwards, about 2 days later, I should think, I was still searching for my family, exhausted, when a bright light started shining everywhere all of a sudden. It took me by surprise. The village I'd been looking for had been a stone's throw away. Flustered, I walked into the village and my daughter came stumbling out. She wasn't hurt, thank heavens. Did I eat everyone in the village? Did I kill them all? Oh, that'd be kind of fucking cray-cray. That'd be kind of a fun twist. Like, I killed them all? Ooh, shit. No matter how much I talked to my daughter, however, she didn't react at all. It was like her soul had left her body. I'd never seen her like that before. What of your wife and the Hakusekis? Gestures wildly around. You see anybody here? I don't know. I looked around the settlement immediately afterwards, but no one was around. The only thing there was the snow-covered landscape. It's so strange. It wasn't the right time of year for snow, and it hadn't snowed one bit the entire time I was searching the mountains for them. Okay, so I made it snow here, probably. I've come here to check things out every day since then, but I haven't seen my wife or any of the Hakusekis. I feel like I've been tricked by a fox. Where did my wife go? Was the whole clan spirited away? I'm positive my daughter must have seen something since she was here, but she doesn't seem to remember a single thing. Is that what you meant by she might have known? Yes. I'm sorry. I've been talking for so long but haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Munenori. I live in the village at the foot of the mountains. So he was talking about us. It's our dad. I mean, it's just so funny because, like, well, when you first meet him, you're assuming, and then you're like, no, it's definitely our dad. But, like, they wait till now. And you are... What's this? The clothing you have on is quite beautiful. Wait, are you from the shogunate? Yoshimune found himself smiling at the man's silly remark. Even a mere farmer could have guessed who he was based on the way he was dressed. He's like, I'm not just from it, man. I am it. Yoshimune was quite taken by this good-natured man. I suppose I should also introduce myself. I'm Yoshimune Tokugawa, the current shogun of Japan. Like, ah! What? So Munenori's... Yoshimune's brief introduction was plenty enough to upset the man. Yelping, Munenori prostrated himself on the ground in front of him. It's so funny. My sincerest apologies for being so uncouth, my lord. I hadn't the slightest idea that it was you. Also, it's not like there's TV and like interwebs and stuff where you know what your leader looks like. You're like, I don't know what the man looks like. Unless they got drawings and they pass them around. But then those aren't really the most accurate, so... There, I don't mind. It's really just the outfit, but somebody could have bunked him over the head, stolen his outfit, and like, for God's sakes, I could get dressed up in this costume and be like, I'm the Shogun of Japan. What? And they wouldn't believe that because I'm pretty fucking white, but still. Also a woman, but still. I'm just saying. My lord, isn't that an offense worthy of a dishonor killing? Dishonor killing. When a samurai is disrespected to an intolerable degree, they have the right to kill the offender without blame. Yeah. Some things are best left in the past. You're not wrong. And do you mind if I give that some thought, my lord? Kyoshiro! Yes! Please forgive me! Now, Kyoshiro, your joke went too far. While the three men chatted amiably, a bright light filled their vision. They promptly turned back and saw a shining silhouette appear from within the shrine. What in the world might that be, Hibie? It's the same light as before! Please stand back, my lord. It might be some kind of vengeful spirit. Oh, he's so hot when he's defending our honor. It's not really ours that he's defending, but I'm just going to pretend. Meanwhile, the light surrounding the silhouette began to abate. Standing there was a slender, androgynous person. Oh! Interesting. Wait a minute. I can't... That's Hibie's face, but it's an androgynous person, so... Are you related to Hibie? And you're in black and white, so I can't see if you've got the bluish kind of hair. But that's his face. That's kind of what Hibie looked like. I don't know the voice, though. Did we give... I don't even know, but just angry. Lower your sword. I have no intention of fighting you. I don't have the strength for that to begin with. Are Hibie and Hibina twinsies? Wait a minute. Wait. This is familiar. Hold on. Ah. Okay, that's why. Okay, 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 yeah. It maybe are they the same person though? The voice actor that's Hibie is also Hibina. So either they're well, they're connected obviously because they use the same voice actor, but are they the same person? Like did Hibina all of a sudden become Hibie because they got so angry and like and like turned evil? Or did they like fucking split? Are they like just related? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you twinsies? Where you have a good twin and an evil twin? Or did Hibina go through some kind of like evil metamorphosis and become Hibie where they hate the Hakusekis and everything? Because Hibina seems pretty chill. I mean, we've met them for like 5 seconds, but still, you know what I mean? My name is Hibina. I'm the god of forged ties enshrined here. Uh, God? Poor Munenori is like, Jesus Christ, the Shogun and now a god? What the fuck? Hibina's majestic declaration had left them speechless. It was also unexpected and hard to believe. It's interesting. We're finally getting maybe Hibie lore. We'll find out. Hibina's divine halo and ghostly transparent body proved the god clearly wasn't human. Yoshimune also know that the Hakusekis prayed to the god of forged and broken bonds. The gods of forged and broken bonds. So Hibina is the god of forged bonds. So is Hibie the god of broken bonds? Maybe. Okay. All right. So maybe they're two separate gods, but they like twinsy brother gods. Okay. I never expected the great leader himself to pay me a visit in person. I will divulge everything to you. About the Hakusekis? What the devil happened to them? Do you know what happened to my wife, Setsu? I've been looking for her everywhere. Please tell me if you do. Unfortunately, I haven't much time to explain. Listen closely to everything I have to say. Hibina whispered this as if it were hard to breathe. The god's waifish shoulders drooped. Because if the Hakusekis who worshipped him are all gone, we learned that from, Noragami. If nobody worships you as a god, you don't have any power and you disappear. Right? You have to have some followers, and then the more followers, the stronger you are. Right? That's why Yato was so fucked because and kind of a douche. Because like people stopped worshiping him after a while, and then he just became kind of a like slumlord if you think about it. But so Hibina's probably wasting away because ain't no Hakasekis left except for me, and I don't know about him. So, although blinding in the beginning, the light had also softened to something more like fireflies dimly glowing in the dead of night. It seemed even manifesting was difficult for Hibina. Allow me to get straight to the point. The entire Hakuseki clan has perished already. I never. If only that were all. Unfortunately, this has also led to my other half, Hibie, becoming a Blightfall. Ah, okay, so Hibie is actually a Blightfall, not just Kendra. He is a Blightfall. Okay, well, I mean, not that doesn't make 100% sense. We know Hibie's evil, so. I mean, we knew he was giving people power to control Blightfall, but he is one. Hibina glanced back at the shrine while saying this. If Hibina was the god of forged bonds, that meant Hibie was the god of severed bonds. Perhaps Hibina was so weak because of his missing half. Oh, boys are fighting. We gotta get them back together. Hibie is foolishly trying to fill the world with impurity. The rise in Blightfall is my other half's doing. He just being a bitch. I know it's strange for a god to make a request of humans, but I have a favor to ask. If this continues, the world will fall to ruin. Please stop, Hibie. Hibie's gone wild in modern times. Just making evil. They're not Blightfall, they just evil, vile human beings. But he is like doing a master class at making people suck. As frail as Hibina was, his plea was perfectly clear. So Yoshimune the whole time was like, there's an evil god making Blightfall, and instead he's like, I don't know. guys just maybe fight the Bladefall. You know what's doing it! You know the root cause, and you just decided to keep your trap shut through the whole fucking game? I mean, I get it for plot purposes. We couldn't reveal, and Hibie had to come out later, and then Hibina and all that stuff. But, like, Yoshimune, what the fuck? Seriously, what the fuck, bro? Munenori gulped. Kyoshiro looked to the Shogun for his response. Everything hinged on Yoshimune's reply. I have a grasp of the situation now. I gotta give the bird a break. Hold on, guys. You're getting fidgety. You've been sitting here for a little bit, but you're getting fidgety, and I don't want you pooping on me. Because you're being a good boy. We had a touching moment earlier. We did. We were playing games, and the game was all being like, oh, sweet and wonderful. Oh, and you're like the sunshine of my life. And I was like, yes, you are the sunshine of my life. Yes, you are. You smell so good. You're so cute. Your toes suck, though. I swear to God, they're getting sharper. I thought putting that stuff on your cage would help trim your toes down, but I don't know. Maybe it's making them sharper, motherfucker. It ain't trimming them. Or, I swear to God, you get the nail file out when I'm sleeping, and you're just like, filing my toes into daggers to stab the evil human. I don't know why I give you treats. I gave you a CB tree. You should be nice to me. Instead, you're trying to stab me slowly. Killing me slowly with your toes, stabbing me slowly. Super sharp toes. Yeah, anyway. However, now that those tasked with exterminating the Bladefall are gone, how are we to fight this divine Bladefall? Oh, divine Bladefall refers to Hibie, the former god who became a Bladefall, the source of the frequent Bladefall sightings. You create a way. I'll show you how to fashion tools with the power to perform exorcisms in the Hakuseki's stead. We're gonna need a hell of a lot more tools. Woo! That means we're gonna make a lot more hot boys. Good. They're called vessels. So named for their unusual emptiness. Thus Hibina taught me how to create vessels. That was when Munenori provided me with your Inro Tominari. He'd been listening and handed it to me, hoping I would make you into a vessel. Munenori did? Well, looking for Setsu, he'd also been looking for you. He only found you after you had already reverted back into the Inro. You'd lost your life once as a form folk, so considerable time was required before you could be reborn as a vessel. It was a miracle you woke up at all. I was like, obviously he didn't turn Tominari into that right then and there. And I'm guessing because, like you said, oldest is, so you were like, oh, you're teaching me how. Don't we have a tool or something we could turn into one? You know? I mean, I guess it was more like you have to find something that is destined to become a form folk and then turn it into a vessel, so. Perhaps it was fate that you awakened just before I summoned Spacey here. So is Tominari the baby? Tominari and I were so astonished by Lord Yoshimune's story, we were speechless. I don't remember if they ever said Tominari was the newest, but I guess that's what it says. To think something like that happened to my father and his lordship. I don't know why I just was half in my sentence and then read that, but you know what I mean? It sounds like that's what they're saying, so. Now that I understood the situation, a lot of things made sense. The reason why Lord Yoshimune knew my dad, why he'd never summoned me to Edo while my dad was alive, it was all because of a peculiar encounter he had in the Hakuseki settlement. Oh yes, you saw an unusual Bladefall before coming here, did you not? Do you mean the humanoid Bladefall? Yep, that one. We assume that's Hibie, the divine Bladefall. We've never seen anything its shape or size in the long history of the Oniwaban. Can't imagine human malice alone ever creating such a thing. I can't imagine human malice alone ever creating such a thing. Well, sir, you kind of just I want to just take you and bring you into the modern world and be like gesturing wildly around. Do you really? Really? Fuck! We'd all be obliterated if Bladefall existed in this world just based on human malice, because there is a lot of that. I mean, there has been for quite some time, but good fucking God! It's a wonder the sun hasn't erupted. It's trying, I swear to God, it's hot as fuck. I went out to take my trash out and I was like, let me open my app. I want to see like how fucking god awful, like what circle of hell are we living in right now? Like, are we like 10 days from the sun imploding and eating us all? Is it like 20 days? Like, what's going on here? Like, how close are we to the sun? Because, like, Jesus, it's been hot as fuck lately. And I open and my weather app is like, it's raining. And I'm like, I'm looking outside and I'm like, there's the only clouds in the sky are puffy white summer clouds, not any kind of rain clouds. There's literally no rain clouds in the sky. I'm like, and it's so blindingly bright out there. I'm like, I should have brought sunglasses just to take my trash out. And I'm like, yeah, no, I think you've miscalculated. I can. No, it might be a plane. It might be a plane or thunder, but maybe. I'm like, maybe it's off in the distance somewhere and it's coming in, but like, it is not raining where I live right now. Oh, app, you're drunk. But anyway, considering the blightfall that appeared when Kiyoshiro lost his life was the same shape, must have grown to the size it is now. So Hibie killed my boyfriend? Oh, we're gonna have to kill that little fuck. It's my belief that we never came across Hibie prior to this because he'd been concealed within the mastermind's items as a means of deceiving us. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Do you think the killer's being manipulated by Hibie? That I do not know. However, I'm certain that someone must have amassed the power to manifest Hibie. Upon saying this, Lord Yoshimune gave his knee a light pat. Well, that's interesting, because now you want to know who the mastermind is. Because I feel like that's gonna, is it our mom? Is our mom, like, fucking not dead and is, you know what I mean? That about does it. All that's left is to determine what to do with you. I'm the last of the Hakusekis, so does that buy me, like, any kind of, like, you know, anything? Whatever the circumstances may have been, you turned your backs on us and deserted. That much is certain. But we're in love. Tominari and I stiffened at his remark. What fate awaited us? If they're gonna kill you, they're gonna wait until the situation's resolved, because they kind of need you right now, so. Maybe not Tominari, but you, they do. I found it hard to imagine that he'd forgive us unless we repented in some way. I'm ready, my lord. So am I. Let's hold hands so he knows we're in love and then he'll forgive us. Tominari and I were so nervous, all we could manage to do was nod quietly. After carefully observing us, Lord Yoshimune slowly cracked a smile. Seppuku it is! I'm sorry. He cracked a smile, and this was not the fucking line I expected to come out of his mouth! Are you pulling a Kiyoshiro on us right now? Huh? Having Tominari commit seppuku is the most amicable solution here. What? I knew it was rude, but it caught me so off guard that I found myself rising to my feet. I immediately turned around and looked at Tominari. He simply sat there, his eyes closed, not saying a word. He seemed to have no objections. Why? My lord, with all due respect, this is absurd. Oh? How so? The responsibility for this falls squarely on me. All Tominari did was run away with me because he cared about me. He's not the one who needs to die. I am. Let me commit seppuku. Oh, actually, look, she is like balls, girl. I do understand what you're saying. Fine. Seppuku for everyone. Is that like a new type of like sake? Like somebody's brewing? Now that would be fucking funny. Is there one? Did somebody ever create any kind of brand of alcohol called seppuku? Because that'd be kind of fucking funny. In bad taste? Maybe. But still kind of amusing. I mean, there's Death Wish coffee. So I'm just saying. It's like, you know. Then let Tominari... That said, we can't have you die. Have you forgotten your powers are one of a kind? Oh. You also wouldn't have followed through if Tominari hadn't suggested running away, making him more liable. I won't help you if you kill him. Well, you got me there. Also, I'm very surprised because he's like smiling and then he's like, alright, go kill yourself. It's go fuck yourself. And gladly. But as opposed to killing myself. That's just, you know, preferred option here. You mean I can't even take responsibility for the mess I've made? I just want to protect Tominari.
Don't worry about it, Spacey. I knew this would happen.
You mean you were prepared to die from the start?
Yes.
Tominari gave me a curt nod, his brow furrowed in distress. It never occurred to me that Tominari might have mentally prepared himself for this when he agreed to return to Edo. I mean, I feel like if you are, like, working for the Shogun at all in this period of time, you gotta be prepared for that, because you blink at the wrong time. How dare you! I wanted the peas, and you touched them before kill yourself. Okay, you know what I mean? I just feel like it's probably a little more common than we'd like it to have been. I was frustrated with myself for not having the forethought to realize things might turn out this way. How did I not notice? Why does this always happen to me? Yeah, they keep trying to kill your boyfriends.
Prepare to commit seppuku post-haste. Here's fine.
Are you sure, my lord? Not only will your eyes be defiled, but so will this room. Miyagi, you're not helping, even though, I mean, it's kind of helping, but it's also, like, not. Ugh.
Kyoshiro watched over them until his demise. There's nothing impure or shameful about such persons losing their lives.
You know, why is Yoshimune being a douche? I mean, like, I get it, but I also, like, he's always been pretty cool. He's always been, all right, let me listen to what you have to say, and then you talk, and he's like, Alright, cool beans. Like, he's always been pretty reasonable, and he is being very motherfucking unreasonable. Huh.
Mitsuhige, serve as his second.
They quickly prepared for his punishment while I stood there stricken with fear. Miyagi, the second, who beheaded the person committing seppuku, stood behind Tominari, while Yabuta brought out the short sword. They really did intend to have Tominari commit seppuku in the Shogun's presence.
Would you like to compose a death poem? I'll allow you enough time for one.
That won't be necessary. I've said everything I need to say.
I mean, like, I can't believe they'd actually kill Tominari in his own route, but it's still, like, we've done all of them, so we shouldn't be getting a bad end. But this feels like a bad end. Like, I feel like they're gonna veer off or something, because, like, what the fuck? Tominari then bravely took up the short sword, placed before him. At this point, I was made to wait in the back. I don't agree with this at all. I've got to do something to stop this jump in front of it. So he stabs you in the back. Say something to stop it, steal the sword. They're not gonna... Grab the sword and run! Grab the sword and run! That would be the best. I'm sorry. We ran away. Okay, listen. Say something to stop it seems like the logical choice. However, nothing about this route has been motherfucking logical. Kyoshiro should not have fucking died. That was cruel and mean and horrible, and how dare you. Maybe that's why Yoshimune's being a little bit more of a dick here. You know what I mean? I can understand him being a little bit of a dick too. Like, Tominari, how dare you? You killed Kyoshiro. But it was really our fault. But anyway. Also, we ran away! We were like, peace, and we ran away? That's so highly illogical in this route, so I feel like stealing the sword sounds about as ballsy as we've been lately. So we're gonna stick with being ballsy. Please tell me, we already did a save too, okay.
Nice!
Oh fuck, what the hell just happened? It's steal the sword. Although that looked like it was, am I doing the bit? Why did that look like the snow was falling down? Oh, I don't think it matters. It's just the color of the flakes. Anyway, this was no time for slow and deliberate persuasion. At this point, after making up my mind, I jumped in front of Tominari. What?
Spacey.
I snatched the short sword from Tominari, who was in total shock at how suddenly it happened. Neither he nor Miyagi reacted because I'd caught them both by surprise.
Oh, I didn't think you'd go that far. Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, fuck you! I certainly do, my lord. I took the short sword and slowly pointed it at myself. To show them I bore no ill will towards them, of course. Oh, I would have pointed it at all of them. You come at me, I swear to God! Like, but no, pointing it at your own throat is, yeah, way better in this case. There's just one point I'd like to make. Like I stated previously, I'm the one who caused all this. If anyone needs to take the fall for this, it's me.
Look,
You don't seem to have understood what I said. Did I not say we cannot lose you when you're the only one left with Hakuseki powers?
You did, my lord. I also don't want to die without contributing anything in a situation like this. But if you kill Tominari, I'm gonna let all y'all go fuck yourselves. That's all she has to say. Girl has the power. This is the only route that she's ever tried to use it. Like, she's never been like, fuck you. I'm the one with the power here, bitch. But she is the one with the power here, bitch. I promise you my life once it's all over. Please postpone this for a little while. If you do, I'll comply with your request. Huh? The second I tightened my grip on the hilt, the blade came out of the base. The blade grazed my leg before piercing onto the tatami mat. Was it a fake knife? They just wanted to see if we'd go through with it? Is Yoshimune punking us? Is Ashton Kutcher gonna come busting through one of these fucking shoji screens? The fuck? It was so unexpected, I nearly forgot to breathe. My gaze fixated on the blade stuck in the mat. What do I do? I broke it! Would it really break that easily, though? I think we just got fucking punked by the Shogun. Bravo, sir. Wait a minute, we're gonna have to slow clap for this man in a minute.
I see. It was like this from the very start.
What?
The slightest bit of force would have caused it to fall out almost immediately. This had to have been staged in advance.
You mean... I promptly turned around, only to find Lord Yoshimune smiling with amusement. This motherfucker! This motherfucker! Check out this motherfucker! Seriously? I mean, okay, to be fair, this is absolutely on brand. But, like, when he's like, oh, go kill yourself, whatever, it's like, you were totally cool when Tojo, you've been totally cool, and, like, you being, like, seppuku, goddammit, and it's like, that was like, why are you not being like you? What has happened to change your person? And then this is why, because we were leading to the greatest bamboozle ever. Brilliant. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I was like, how are we going to stop this? Okay, she's going to grab the sword. Okay, sure. And then he's going to be like, all right. And then they agree at the end not to kill Tominari. But no, he was like, I just wanted to see what the fuck you guys would do. That was great. That was great. Oh my god, imagine if we could have somehow gotten the knife to, like, have, like, fake blood inside of it, and then blood went everywhere, and then she would have been freaking out. It would have been so good! Too bad we don't have Instagram, guys. That would have looked so good. Why hasn't TikTok been invented? Best prank ever. This motherfucker. Oh my god. Okay, well that's fucking hilarious. I'm sorry.
You noticed sooner than I expected.
What's the meaning of this, my lord?
It's simple. I never intended to have you commit seppuku in the first place. We handed you a short sword that had been tampered with from the very start.
The fact that you got fucking Yabuda in on it is just baffling.
Think it through. What imbecile would allow someone to commit seppuku here? We'd end up with bloodstains. Where's the sense in it?
That's the problem? He's like, they have bloodstains on my fucking carpet. I sit in this room. God. Valid, though.
I just wanted to know how determined you were.
Now that he mentioned it, he wasn't wrong. I'd been so flustered by his command to commit seppuku that I hadn't given any rational thought. I had to admit it was strange that he asked him to do it here. I mean, hey, if you want blood on your carpet... Besides, all you'd have to do is make me clean it up. I'm a woman. I know how to get blood out of shit. That must have been why Miyaji and the other Oniwaban didn't move an inch, even when the seppuku failed.
Spacey, Tominari, with this, you've died once. You've been absolved of your sins. Henceforth, would you assist the Oniwaban in taking down the Divine Blightfall as one of our comrades?
Thank you, my lord. You'll be like, I'm gonna have to seriously think about it after that. You know what? I was willing to, but now
I'm gonna need a minute. And he's like, what? And you're like, I'm just fucking with you. You're gonna fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you. This is like our whole rapport now, right? He's like a crazy grandpa.
Thank you. I swear with all my heart and soul that I will carry out this duty. Again, this time, but not running away.
It's fine with the rest of you? This demonstrates that they hold no ill will, so I'm fine with it. We could use their strength at the moment.
If you forgive them, then who are we to meddle, my lord?
Yeah, I don't care either way. Miyagi and Kyuhiko, what say you? Kinji, all I care about is your opinion right now. Because Kyoshiro's dead, so. I don't mind. I can tell they have personal reasons for what they did, and they've shown us how determined they are. Ugh, why not? Yabuda's like, I really have to. I mean, he's like, I want to tell them to go fuck themselves, but I really can't because everybody else is on their side, so like, whatever. Ugh. I love our grumpy little wizard. This had all happened because Lord Yoshimune's concern for us. If he'd accepted us back unconditionally, the other members of the Oniwaban would have still held grudges against us. Having us show how determined we were probably made it a bit easier for the others to accept us back into the Oniwaban. Once again, welcome home, you two. I'm sure you've had it rough, but let's get through this together. Do you want to know about my wife and kid? He's not trying to sell you on his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He's trying to sell you on his wife and kid. It's weird, though. This is the first time he hasn't disposed of a vessel with their hardened memories back, right? Perhaps. As it stands, that option is still on the table. Kuga, shut up! I love you, but shut up!
Let's not sweat the details.
Because Yoichi's like, I have my memories, so shut up.
We don't yet know how powerful the Divine Blightfall might be. We're counting on you to lend us your strength.
Leave it to us. I'll do everything I can to pay you back for all the trouble I've caused.
You've changed, Tominari. You would have never said something like that a while back.
Haven't you said that before? I swear it sounds familiar.
Did I? Guess I just can't keep up with all the changes you've been going through lately. It makes me a little sad, but I guess I should be happy for you. Yeah, as the one who's taken you under my wing ever since you came to the Oniwaban. Oh, now he's acting like a grandpa.
Pipe down, Kunataka.
Chirp! Oh, you must have been watching over them for us, Kamame. Thank you, good job. Cheep! Hey, don't look at me like that when we haven't seen each other in so long. She's not running away anymore, though, so you can tell she's matured. Well, the mood became warm and welcoming. Yabuda alone was sulking. I mean, how is that any different than normal? You're saying that as if it's an odd thing. Yabuda's sulking. And? It's like a typical Tuesday. Yabuda...
I'm sorry for what happened before, Yabuda. I took advantage of your kindness.
Kindness? I don't recall showing you any kindness. Got that? This is why I love him so much. He's so crunchy. He's the crunchiest marshmallow. You know inside he's just goo. Oh my god, let me romance this man, Jesus. Oh my god. You betrayed Lord Yoshimune once before. You won't see me doing that again. Ah, for crying out loud. Why are you talking to them like that? Weren't you the most worried of all of us? It's the way marshmallows are! They're like, yeah, whatever, I hate you guys. And he's like, weren't you crying when they left? Yes! Shut up! No, I hate them, they suck. I'm so glad they're alive. Huh? What are you? That's an outright lie! Love them so much! Listen, if I can't have Kyoshiro because you killed him, at least we have Kyohiko being a crazy. Here we go again. I know you were the one who went to Lord Yoshimune. You were worried they'd committed a double suicide or were dead in a ditch somewhere. Then we needed to go stop them. He even mentioned that they were probably having a difficult time finding food. You told him about that, my lord? I humbly requested that you not tell anybody. What? I was just sharing information. I couldn't have you worrying your head off, so I figured Mitsuhige could keep an eye on you for me. My lord, you're so very kind. I think his lordship is pulling one over on you.
The Oniwamon members continued to chat like all the hours of lost time had never happened in the first place. Being surrounded by them made me realize all over again that in the truest sense of the word, I'd come home. That's such a beautiful way to end this part. And also Kiyohiko just being fucking batshit. I love him so fucking much. Oh, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.